Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up. Click the bell icon at the top of the page to get notified when I post a new video. Universal Channeling. Channeling the Conscious Universe. Blossom Goodchild, Channeling the Federation of Light, March 28, 2022. Blossom Goodchild. Hello again. I'm not really sure if I am holding the right vibe for this today, yet the timing is good, so let's see. What's left to talk about? The price of fish? Federation of Light. Welcome to you. We feel your energy, and it is alright to be a little under par when we chat. Under par doesn't change our love and desire to communicate with you, which in turn allows you to be uplifted, perhaps. Blossom Goodchild. That's my point. Will this conversation be uplifting if I am not in the right space? Federation of Light. What is a right space, Blossom? Blossom Goodchild. A more energetically aligned state of mind with your higher vibration. Federation of Light. Then, perhaps we can do something about this for you. Blossom Goodchild. That would be great. Thing is, you have given us all the tools to do it for ourselves, yet, some days one just needs to indulge in the what's the point of anything / it all? Yet, we know. You have given us so much wisdom. Nothing more to be said. We just have to continue its application. Federation of Light. Blossom. Allow us, as you always do, to speak freely with you, and those who care to hear. The energies on your planet at this time are immensely dense. Such turbulence is rocking the balance of your world. This may seem as though everything is pointless and full of gloom and doom, yet, we ask you to consider otherwise. What is taking place now? What is being brought to the surface? All that one is hearing of, and being shocked and appalled by, is the glorious way out. The magnificent way through to the other side. Blossom Goodchild. I would hardly be using the words glorious and magnificent. Federation of Light. Yet, this is because you are immersed in the energy itself. You cannot be otherwise. We consider this changeover to be just that. For you must know that the other side of this that is now occurring is indeed the most magnificent and glorious seeing through of the great divine plan. Blossom Goodchild. So, really, we just have to keep on keeping on. That's the bit we are struggling with. The weight. Federation of Light. Consider the feelings of a mother, becoming close to the time of the birth. The wait is endless. There is much restlessness and yet there is the knowing that. Blossom Goodchild. Don't. Just don't. Yep, you're going to. Federation of Light. Soon. Blossom Goodchild. You did it. Federation of Light. Soon. The birth of new life is to occur, bringing with it a joy as yet unknown. Blossom Goodchild. Let's not go down this soon path. We have been there so many times. For years and years in fact, and we know your soon is very different from ours. Federation of Light. Would you say, Blossom, that it is the waiting that brings on one's demeanor at times? Blossom Goodchild. That, and everything else. Those of us who are awake just want to get a move on. You see, even as I write this, I know we have been through it all before. You get us all excited with talk of so many things and then, zilch. Nada. Nothing. We sit twiddling our thumbs, only hearing more and more of the same from our communication devices. People spreading miserable news, or hopeful news, none of which reaches the masses. It's tedious. Even my moaning is tedious. Because I've moaned about it all many times before. Tell us something new. Yet, then when you do, it then disappears into the archives of our conversations. Please know I am not angry or fed up with you. You have been the lifeline to so many. I'm just venting. Federation of Light. Blossom. Our beingness is smiling. Our beingness wants to let you know that it is alright to vent to us. Our beingness is grateful that you do so, for through this, we are able to assess. Blossom Goodchild. Yet, unable to do anything about. You cannot make anything happen sooner than it is going to. Federation of Light. This is correct. Yet, we can lift the spirit. Blossom Goodchild. How? How can you do this any differently than before? Federation of Light. By reminding you, Blossom Goodchild, of who we are and why we are here. Yep, you have so patiently reminded us so many, many times. Federation of Light. And with respect. Although you know. You don't know in fullness, or this conversation would not be as it is. Blossom Goodchild. Yet, you have talked to us about going deeper and really knowing. You have asked us to feel our truth of knowing. And still I moan. Federation of Light. Do you feel your truth of knowing, Blossom? Blossom, Goodchild. Obviously not. Yet. In a sense I do/we do. Doesn't stop the down days. Federation of Light. This seems so. We do not know of down days in our beings. Blossom, Goodchild. So, when you know of all that our planet is undergoing, all that so-called human beings are capable of, and not in a good way, doesn't that change your vibration? Even for a minute? Federation of Light. No. We do not allow anything to bring our vibration down. For it is not in the same density as yours. It is not able to affect that, which we are, for we are not directly involved. Blossom, Goodchild. Yet, you're talking to me. Federation of Light. We mean in the sense of being in the thick of it. Actually being, in the vibration of it. Blossom, Goodchild. Yet, isn't it/shouldn't it be, that if we are as bright and light as we think we are, we, the awakened ones, can be like you and take ourselves out of it? Federation of Light. Blossom, was it not in our last communication that we spoke of this very thing? We explained the way you were feeling was a good thing because you were rising out of it. Blossom, Goodchild. Yes, you did. I must have dropped back in without noticing. Federation of Light. There is so much we would like you to keep in mind about all this you are experiencing. This battle between light and dark did not just show up a few years ago. If this was the case, you would find yourselves breezing through this that you have come to do. This battle was rooted into your planet eons ago. Those roots are deeply embedded into the very core of what was designed to be a place of beauty and extreme light. A planet of goodness/godliness. For eons of time has this darkness ruled over you. And now, it is now, that you, warriors of great light, have come to remove that darkness. No easy task. Consider how long, how much, how deeply entrenched these darker energies are within everything. Then consider how you who were chosen, have to be of the greatest powerful light to remove all this darkness. Consider that. Not one soul thought this could be done in the blink of an eye. You knew how involved and intricate a mission this was. So many of you are discovering so much of that which is more than uncomfortable to consider. So much now is being shown. So much of that, which one would have thought to be the darkest of dark movie, is proving to be a reality. Such atrocities. Such unbelievable goings-on by those who took over long ago and infiltrated into the very essence of your planet. And who is it that has come to demolish these energies? Who is it that has come here to change this? Who is it that is of such strength, courage, and determination to even volunteer to be a part of this transformation? Knowing when chosen, what it would involve. Who is it that knows the truth of the light within that is made up of all aspects that are strong enough to accomplish this cleansing? You say you are awake/aware of much. We ask you to wake up to the knowing that you are no weakling. This journey you are on is not for weaklings. It is only the strongest of the strong that were chosen. Look at the discoveries of self. Look at the discoveries of that which self has to combat. The more you find out, the more that is exposed. The more you are shocked and abhorred by that which one can do to another. How deep it goes. And yet, here you are. Here on your planet in this momentous time. This time when a plan devised by the divine is playing out. And you have the honor of being down here in the very thick of it. Because you are of the highest light and able to do what must be done. Blossom, Goodchild. Which at this time is basically, in knowing, to shine the light from our being out into the planet. The roles that we play fall into second place from that initial task. Federation of Light. This, of course, is correct. Blossom, Goodchild. Tricky question coming up. Why didn't this divine plan come about a long time ago? Before it all got so messy? Federation of Light. Because you are beings of free will. This cannot be taken away from you. Blossom, Goodchild. Many new to our conversations would argue that, yet, we have already been there. Federation of Light. Blossom. As unusual as it may seem, this game that you are in is, in a sense, a minuscule part of what is. There is no end. Life continues on, in all its forms, and discoveries of love itself. This that you are playing in now, is just another unfolding of what is. Your planet Earth is playing out another aspect of life. Blossom, Goodchild. Not a very pretty one. Federation of light. Not a pretty one at all. Yet, another aspect of life and the experiencing of. It is difficult to imagine that there is no end. Ever. So it is. It has to be. That all that presents itself in this continuum of life itself, is an experiment of what can be. That is all it is. Blossom Goodchild. So difficult to accept from our position. Yet, I am sure, in the many lifetimes we have all experienced, we couldn't accept what was happening to us then either. Yet, when not on the planet, we begged to come back for more. Even knowing what we knew. Federation of light. Correct, Blossom. Because life itself is the most wondrous unfolding and expanding energy of love in every breath that is taken. Blossom Goodchild. We could go deeply into that, for many may contradict, in that, for example, the last breath of anyone who is being tortured is leaving due to an expanding energy of love. Federation of light. Yet, you know as you write that, Blossom, that coming from outside of your earthly embodiment, you know differently. Blossom Goodchild. Oddly enough, I do. Time to go. As usual. Turned out better than I expected. Onwards, ever onwards. Until next time, my friends. Cheer ho. In gratitude. In loving service. I am. Website, blossomgoodchild.com.